Chittagong, the second-largest city and main port of Bangladesh, was home to a thriving trading post of the Portuguese Empire in the 16th and 17th centuries. The Portuguese first arrived in Chittagong around 1528 and left in 1666 after the Mughal conquest. It was the first European colonial enclave in the historic region of Bengal. Etymology: Chittagong was the largest seaport in the Sultanate of Bengal, which was termed as the Shahi Bangala in Persian and Bengali. The Portuguese referred to the port city as Porto Grande de Bengala, which meant the Grand Harbour of Bengal. The term was often simplified as Porto Grande. History: on the 9th of May 1512, a fleet of 4 ships commanded by João da Silveira from the Estado da India arrived in Chittagong from Goa. They were followed by several embassies from the Kingdom of Portugal to the Sultanate of Bengal, then reputed as the wealthiest region in the Indian subcontinent. He set up the first Portuguese factory in Bengal at Chittagong in 1517. Traders from Portuguese Malacca, Bombay and Ceylon also frequented the region. Some sources indicate that João Coelho had arrived in Chittagong before João da Silveira. Many Malaccan Portuguese had come to the Bengal before Silveira in Moorish ships as traders. Moreover, some of the Portuguese settled in Pipli in 1514 and had visited western Bengal. In 1528, the Sultan of Bengal permitted the Portuguese to establish factories and customs houses in the port of Chittagong. A fort and naval base was established in Firingi Bandar. The settlement grew into the most prominent Eurasian port on the Bay of Bengal during the Age of Discovery. The Cartas system was introduced and required all ships in the area to purchase naval trading licenses from the Portuguese. In 1590, the Portuguese conquered the nearby islands of Sanwip under the leadership of Antonio de Sousa Godinho. In 1602, the Sanwip island of Chittagong was conquered by the Portuguese from Cadore of Sripur. Portuguese pirates, named Goncalves and Carvalho, ruled the island of Sanwip for several years. Each year about 300 salt-loaded ships sailed for Liverpool from Sanwip. Sanwip was very famous for its shipbuilding and salt industries at the time. In 1616, after the arrival of Delwa Khan, a high-ranking Mughal naval officer, the Portuguese pirates were driven away from Sanwip and Delwa Khan ruled the island independently for about 50 years. The harbour of Chittagong became the most important port to the Portuguese because of its location, navigational facilities and safe anchorage. The port is very close to the mouth of the Meghna, which was the principal route to the royal capital of Gouda. Evidently the Portuguese found Chittagong a congenial place to live. By the end of the 16th century, the Chittagong port had emerged as a thriving port, which attracted both unofficial Portuguese trade and settlement. According to a 1567 note of Caesar Federici, every year 30 or 35 ships, great and small, anchored in Chittagong port. In 1598 CE there lived about 2,500 Portuguese and Eurasians in Chittagong and Arakan. The increased commercial presence included bureaucrats, merchants, missionaries, soldiers, adventurers, sailors and pirates. The enclave had a highly laissez-faire administration led by traders. Slave trade and piracy flourished. Major traded products included fine silk, cotton, muslin, textiles, bullion, spices, rice, timber, salt and gunpowder. The Roman Catholic Church was established in Bengal during Portuguese rule in Chittagong. The port city was the seat of the first vicar apostolic of Bengal. The Portuguese also encouraged intermarriage with the local population. In 1615, the Portuguese navy defeated an Aragonese Dutch VOC fleet near the port city. The Portuguese presence in Chittagong was ultimately ephemeral. The fall of the Bengal Sultanate and the rise of the Aragonese Kingdom of Morocco changed the geopolitical landscape. The Portuguese settlement became a major bone of contention between the Mughal Empire, the Kingdom of Morocco, the Burmese Empire and the Kingdom of Tripura. The King of Morocco massacred 600 members of the Portuguese community in Dianga in 1607. Subsequently, the Portuguese allied with Arakan. Portuguese-Arakanese piracy increased against Mughal Bengal in the 17th century. The Portuguese were involved in slave business and sold the slaves in Tamluk and Balasore and in Deccan ports. They carried off the Hindus and Muslims they could seize, pierced the palms of the hands, passed thin strips of cane through the holes, and threw the men huddled together under the decks of the ships. Every day they flung down some uncooked rice to the captives from above, as people fling grain to the fowl. Slaves were sold at Dianga and Pipli, and transported by ship. The Portuguese built a fort at Pipli in 1599 for prisoners brought by the Arakanese. In 1632 Mughal arms expelled the Portuguese from the Hale port, owing to Portuguese association with the slave trade, kidnapping and refusal to support Shah Jahan. In 1666, the Mughal viceroy Shaista Khan retook control of Chittagong after defeating the Arakanese in a naval war. The Mughal conquest of Chittagong brought an end to the Portuguese dominance of more than 130 years in the port city. The conquest of the port of Chittagong was similarly aimed mainly at driving Arakanese slave raiders out of Bengal. The Mughals attacked the Arakanese from the jungle with a 6,500-man army supported by 288 ships of war bound for the seizure of Chittagong harbour. After 3 days of battle, the Arakanese surrendered. Chittagong promptly became the capital of the new government. This battle involved movement across both land and water. In order to combat the pirates' skill over water, the Mughals called for the support of Dutch ships from Batavia. Before the Dutch ships reached the coast of Chittagong, the battle had already ended. In order to carry soldiers, Shaista Khan constructed several large ships and a large number of galleys. After the Mughals took Chittagong, the Portuguese moved to the Ferengi Bazaar in Dhaka. Descendants of the Portuguese still reside in these places. Other settlements. From Chittagong, the Portuguese proceeded to establish settlements in other Bengali ports and cities, notably Satgaon, Bandel and Dhaka. Satgaon became known as Porto Pequeno. Portugola in Old Dhaka hosted the city's Portuguese community. Spreading of Christianity. Christianity spread across Bengal by the Portuguese traders along with the Christian missionaries. Although Christianity had already reached Bengal with Thomas the Apostle in 52 CE, the Portuguese set up the first Christian churches in Chittagong. The Portuguese merchants, most of whom were Christian, called Chittagong as Porto Grande de Bengala. In 1498, Christian explorer Vasco da Gama traveled Bengal. Legacy. The descendants of the Portuguese traders in Chittagong are known as Firingas. They live in the areas of Parthagata and Firingi Bazaar in Old Chittagong. There are numerous Portuguese loanwords in the Bengali language, including many common household terms, particularly in Chittagonian Bengali. The Portuguese brought many exotic fruits, flowers and plants, especially from the South American Brazilian colony. They introduced introduced chilies, Dilonix regia, guavas, pineapples, papayas and Alfonso mangoes to Bengal. A Portuguese missionary in British Calcutta published the first book on Bengali grammar. The oldest churches in Bangladesh and West Bengal trace their origins to Portuguese missionary missions which arrived in Chittagong in the 16th century. Most Bangladeshi Christians have Portuguese surnames. After the independence of Bangladesh, Portugal recognized it on the 20th of December 1974 following the Carnation Revolution, when it established relations with many decolonized nations. The Portuguese have had a great influence on trade, culture, character and language of the people of Chittagong. Very few physical vestiges of the Portuguese presence are found at present in Chittagong and Bengal, generally. There are few churches and ruins. Some geographical place names remain, like Domanic Islands, Point Palmyras on the Orissa coast, Firingi Bazaar in Dhaka and Chittagong. Bibliography. Agnihorty, V.K. Indian History. Allied Publishers. ISBN 8184245688. Retrieved 21 June 2015. Dasgupta, Biplab. European Trade and Colonial Conquest. London, Anthem Press. ISBN 1843310295. Eaton, Richard M. The Rise of Islam and the Bengal Frontier, 1204–1760. Berkeley, Univ. California PR. p. 235. ISBN 0520205073. Retrieved 21 June 2015. Jin Oikeet. Southeast Asia, A Historical Encyclopedia, From Angkor Wat to East Timor, Volume 1. Santa Barbara, Caliph, ABC Clio. ISBN 1576077705. Retrieved 28 June 2015. Gupta, Tanya. Edited by Antonia Navarro Tejero. Chapter 2. India in Canada, Canada in India. Newcastle upon Tyne, Cambridge Scholars Publishing. ISBN 1443855715. Gupta, Tanya. Edited by Antonia Navarro Tejero. Chapter 2. India in Canada, Canada in India. Newcastle upon Tyne, Cambridge Scholars Publishing. ISBN 1443855715. Johnston, Douglas M. Chapter 7. The Historical Foundations of World Order, The Tower and the Arena. Leiden, Martinus Nijhoff Publishers. ISBN 9004161678. Retrieved 22 June 2015. Constam, Angus. The Pirate Round. Piracy. The Complete History. Oxford. Osprey. ISBN 1846032407. Retrieved 22 June 2015. Mandal, Asam Kumar. The Sundarbans of India, A Development Analysis. New Delhi, Indus PUBL. Co. ISBN 8173871434. Retrieved 28 June 2015. Mendiarata, Sidh Loser, Rossa, Walter. Porto Grande de Bengala, Historical Background and Urbanism. Heritage of Portuguese Influence. Retrieved 29 June 2015. Pearson, M.N. The Portuguese in India. Cambridge University Press. ISBN 0521028507. Retrieved 21 June 2015. Rahman, Saeeda, Arakan, Historical Dictionary of Bangladesh, Lanham, M.D., Scarecrow Press. ISBN 0810874539. Retrieved the 22nd of June 2015. Ramarini, Marco. The Portuguese on the Bay of Bengal. Colonial Voyage. Retrieved the 21st of June 2015. Ray, Aniruddha. Portuguese.The, in Islam. Sirajul Jamal Ahmed A. Banglapedia, National Encyclopedia of Bangladesh. Asiatic Society of Bangladesh. Sarkar, D.C. Studies in the Geography of Ancient and Medieval India. Delhi. Motilal Banarsidas. ISBN 8120806905. Tavernier, Jean-Baptiste. Travels in India. New York, Cambridge University Press. ISBN 1108046,029. Retrieved the 22nd of June 2015. Trudy Ring, M. Salkin, Robert Laboda, Sharon. Edited by Trudy Ring. International Dictionary of Historic Places. Chicago, Fitzroy Dearborn Publishers. ISBN 1884964044. Retrieved the 21st of June 2015. The Early Years of the Church in Chittagong Diocese, Catholic Diocese. Retrieved the 21st of June 2015. Rahim A.K. Voce Fala Bangla. Dhaka Tribune. Retrieved the 21st of June 2015. Islam. Rima. The Christian Community. The Dhaka Tribune. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Bangladesh-Portugal Bilateral Relations. Honorary Consulate of Portugal. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Essays. UK. Maritime Trade and Globalization in the East Coast History Essay. Nottingham, UK. UK Essays. Com. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Wall Cousins, Harry Johnston, with 8-colored illustrations. Pioneers in India. New Delhi. Asian Educational Services. ISBN 8120608437. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Bangladesh Channel Services. Explore the wonders of Chittagong in Bangladesh. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Megid Mikey Lung, Belinda. Bangladesh, The Brad Travel Guide. Chalfont Street, Peter, Brad Travel Guides. ISBN 1841624098. Retrieved the 11th of July 2015. Hosking, edited by Richard. Food and Language. Proceedings of the Oxford Symposium on Food and Cookery 2009. Totnes, Prospect Books. ISBN 9781903018798. Retrieved the 12th of July 2015. Editorial. Sandwipes should respond to the call of Master Shah Jahan for development of Sandwip. The Guardian. Retrieved the 12th of July 2015. Lahore University, Department of Geography. Pakistan Geographical Review. Journal of University of the Punjab. 62. ISSN 00309788. OCLC 655,502,543. Retrieved the 12th of July 2015. Ray, Jayantakumar. Aspects of India's International Relations, 1700 to 2000. South Asia and the World. New Delhi. Pearson Longman, an imprint of Pearson Education. ISBN 8131708349. Indrani Chatterjee, Richard M. Eaton eds. Slavery and South Asian History. Bloomington, Indiana University Press. ISBN 0253116716. Retrieved 12 July 2015. Samuel Hassan ed. The Muslim World in the 21st Century. Space Power and Human Development. New York. Springer. ISBN 9400400726325. Retrieved 13 July 2015.